For a long time, people believed that during the Victorian era, sexuality was heavily repressed. It was thought that society avoided speaking about sex, treating it as something shameful, especially outside of marriage. Sex was confined to the private space of the home and mainly tied to reproduction within the married couple. Everything else, desire, pleasure, non productive acts, was pushed into silence or hidden away. Children, for example, were seen as having no sexuality, and if signs of it appeared, adults were expected to ignore them. Society tried to erase any sexual behavior that did not serve a reproductive purpose. But Foucault questions this idea. He asks whether sex was truly repressed in Victorian times or something else was happening. He notes that while society may have appeared silent about sex, there was actually a growing number of discussions and writings about it. These happen not just in private but through institutions like medicine, law, and psychiatry. Even brothels and mental hospitals became places where sex was examined and categorized. He refers to people like the sex workers, the doctor, and the hysteric as the other Victorians who actually contributed to new conversations about sexuality. The belief in repression might itself be a kind of myth. Talking about how sex is repressed can make people feel like they are rebelling when they speak about it. This gives them a sense of power, as if breaking a silence is a political or revolutionary act. But in reality, sex has been talked about more and more since the 17th century, not less. He suggests that this repressive hypothesis may actually support a hidden system of power by encouraging people to confess, analyze, and discuss sex constantly. Power finds new ways to regulate individuals. Foucault wants to shift the focus away from asking why sex was repressed and instead ask, why do we believe we are repressed? Why do we feel guilty about how we treated sex in the past? Why do we think we need to liberate sex by constantly talking about it? That rather than being silent about sex, Western societies have been obsessed with discussing it under the guise of revealing truth, correcting past errors, or achieving freedom. Foucault's goal is to explore the systems of power, knowledge, and discourse that shape how we think about sex. He is not denying that taboos and censorship exist, but he wants to understand how our society has built an entire structure around the idea of forbidden sex while constantly producing more discourse about it. He aims to study the ways in which power operates through the very encouraging people to speak about sex rather than simply through silence or prohibition.